We measure a successful social life by the numbers: a packed calendar, a group chat that never stops, a wide network of familiar faces. The world hands us a measuring stick that tallies up friendships like achievements. Yet there is a specific experience of sitting in the middle of a crowded room, hitting every one of those social metrics, and still feeling like you are watching a movie everyone else is living inside of. You can scroll through a massive list of contacts on your phone and feel a quiet recognition that no one on that list quite reaches you. When your social circle starts to shrink, society assumes you failed a test everyone else passed. The diagnosis is usually that you are too sensitive, too intense, or that you are hiding a fear of intimacy behind a mask of preference. But the research in social neuroscience suggests a different explanation. You are likely dealing with a specific psychological profile wired to experience other human beings in a register most people never access. Using a quantitative stick to measure a qualitative emotional experience misreads the empath's reality. Highly sensitive individuals process emotional stimuli through more areas of the brain. They receive more signal than everyone else in the room. Most people move through social interactions with lights at half brightness, leaving without bumping into anything. An empath walks in with the lights blazing at full intensity. They see the dust, the unspoken grief brought inside, and the exact moment conversations shift from genuine to performed. This level of perception requires constant emotional labor. You are not just talking, you are absorbing another person's emotional state, regulating the energy of the space, and managing your own internal experience all at once. This creates a structural asymmetry. You give a quality of attention to others that they may have never received in their lives, but very few people can meet you at that same level or track your shifts the way you track theirs. Going home exhausted isn't a lack of social skill. It's the result of processing unreciprocated data. We can visualize how humans build relationships using a coordinate plane. Horizontal connection is the architecture most of the world uses. These relationships are built on proximity and repetition, going to the same school or working in the same office. This structure is optimized for breadth. It functions through small talk, shared activities, and managing impressions to keep the interaction comfortable. Empaths reach for a vertical connection. They want to know what people actually think when the performance ends. But when you go deep in a space designed to stay shallow, you hit an invisible wall. The empath feels that redirect like a closing door. Retreating because the world feels threatening is isolation. Choosing based on what you know about the personal cost of connection is discernment. One shrinks your world out of fear. The other is a refusal to settle for a counterfeit. An empath's small social circle is the structural result of refusing to keep digging vertically through horizontal concrete. When you stop forcing connections that were never mutual, a specific kind of clarity arrives. It feels less like a door closing and more like a fog lifting. You start to notice what actually restores you versus what merely distracts you. In this cleared space, you can finally exist at your own frequency. This allows for the development of a relationship with your own inner world that is honest and fully inhabited. This internal foundation is stable. By contrast, the average person often outsources their sense of self to external feedback. When their social world shifts, they lose access to pieces of themselves they didn't know they had handed over. This path still has costs. There are empty weekends and moments when the quiet carries a weight you have to sit with honestly. The challenge is distinguishing between standards and walls. Discernment stays open to people who can meet you at your depth. Self-protection decides in advance that being seen is too dangerous and locks the door entirely. Other vertical connectors do exist. They feel the same asymmetry in shallow relationships and have the same need for honesty over performance. Years of solitude have prepared you to recognize the signal of real when it finally appears. You are not someone who failed at a social game. You are someone who refused to play a game that was never built for how you experience the world. That refusal is not a flaw to correct. It is your compass.